There's something that's been weighing on my chest is a very important issue to me. It is that there's an increasing amount of hackers in Dead by Daylight. And it's not really the hackers themselves that are annoying. It's really that the developers aren't really doing anything about people that are cheating. Are you hacking too? That's the clip attached to it, right? When you go check their Steam profile, you're like, oh, there's no way this guy shouldn't be banned. Oh, well, he's not banned. The devs look at this and they see they're like, I see nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong here. We apologize for the delay in our response, and thank you for bringing the situation to our attention. It's really unfortunate you encountered someone breaking our rules. We apologize for the negative experience that may have caused you. What's wrong with this? There's nothing wrong with this. I don't need to ban this guy. You think I need to ban this guy? So let's say I play a game of Dead by Daylight and a hacker decides to be a dick. He can make sure that he doesn't die within the match and prevent me from leaving the game, forcing me to disconnect. Now I have the choice where if a hacker holds my game hostage to either disconnect or wait 2 hours. You can imagine how this can be a problem where some people just don't want to DC and this disconnect penalty's on, and BHVR isn't banning any of these hackers, so all these guys, they're like, oh, I got a streamer, I'm gonna hold him hostage. And you can imagine how that's bad, where BHVR is like, you'd like to thank the community because Dead by Daylight wouldn't be in the place where it is today if it weren't for you guys content creators helping support the game. Hackers are actually targeting content creators and getting into their games so that they can hold their games hostage. And there's nothing they can do. Someone that's new to Dead by Daylight watches someone playing with a high amount of viewers, and they're like, oh wow, they're waiting out a game for 2 hours because someone's hacking. Oh, I might as well just play a different game where the devs actually care about banning the hackers. And this brings me to this fundamental issue. I've reported tens of 20s of hackers, and I've submitted tickets with blatant evidence. Okay. All right, Bill on top of a truck while he's hooked, yeah? Yeah, and then the devs are like, I see nothing wrong here. We bloodwood in the survivors. Thingman screams, gets killed by the entity. We knew it. And then she flies away with the entity. She's all good. There's no way she's hacking. Freaking. Yeah.
You need to lower your MMR.
Okay. And then we go to the profile. We're like, oh yeah, they should do something. Like, oh, nothing. Nothing. And then we go here. This is the worst one.
Finally a fair game mode.
A twins throwing hatchets, and then Oni flying in midair. Oh yeah, no ban. We will make a profound investigation and take additional action if it is needed. Please keep in mind that we will not be able to inform you of the outcome of this report, but rest assured that if we find something that does not comply with our game rules, we take serious measures about it. Is
it gonna hold you hostage?
This is obvious. What investigation do you need to do here?
Finally,
what is this? What is this? Any normal human being would just need to look at this for 2 seconds and be like, these guys need to get banned immediately. They were breaking the game. Let's take, for instance, play devil's advocate and be like, one of the developers thinks, oh, they're not really disrupting the game that much. They're not really doing anything that harmful. Dude, they're holding the game hostage for 2 hours. They're making it so people can't even play the game. I was playing a match as Survivor, and they were even holding a game hostage when no one was even a streamer. I was able to leave the match as a survivor, and these 2 other people were just holding the game hostage to an innocent bystander.
They're the killers now. Look at his face. Look at his face. He's just like, what do I do?
He's contemplating life. Are they gonna keep the poor man hostage? Okay. They're gonna keep the poor man hostage. Give him a break. He's only like rank 2 Ash. I'm glad I'm not the killer, because this is pretty shitty. Is he even a streamer? He's not even a streamer. Poor dude. Bitch VR, why didn't you say anything about this in your Q&A? Oh yeah, Dead by Daylight. Yeah, that's the game where I could just go, everyone just goes to cheat. Yeah, let's just go over there. What I truly don't understand is how there are hackers where it's like, oh, one of the survivors is playing a killer. and he's throwing hatchets as a survivor. Are those people not instantly banned? How are people not getting banned when like people are flying in their hooked state and the survivor is like 200 feet off the ground? Is the game so buggy that you can't ban hackers because you don't know whether it's a bug or if someone's cheating? Is that the real issue? And honestly, any game, Team Fortress 2, Dota, CSGO, League of Legends, Valorant, Apex, Fall Guys, every single game bans cheaters. Every single game development company knows that cheaters are a bad thing in their game. I feel like when you have a company with like 300 people plus, HVR employee count. Behavior has 850 employees. With evidence this strong on these types of clips, you'd expect these cheaters to get banned. And it makes me feel like that the devs are like, oh yeah, somehow the hackers are helping us in some way or whatever. That just doesn't make sense. It's killing your game. They're harassing the content creators which represent your game. They're holding random people hostage for 2 hours so they can't leave. And they're forcing people to get DC penalties. I know this is a rant. I feel like we're having a repeat in history here where BHVR nerfed Billy and a bunch of people just stopped playing Dead by Daylight. A bunch of the hillbillies just like, oh, you nerfed my favorite killer, I'm just gonna leave. Now they're just down to like one really well-known Billy main. That's it. And people just leave when things become intolerable. If something isn't done to make the anti-cheat stronger, and if something isn't done to make sure that people aren't being held hostage for 2 hours, and if something isn't done where every single match is like a hacker, the game is just straight up gonna die. But you could argue to me, hey Coconut, hackers are only at high MMR. Hackers can be everywhere, but they're just highly concentrated in high MMR. Everyone starts out as a new player in Dead by Daylight, and they start to get better and better and better and better. Eventually, more and more people will start getting to high MMR and becoming really good players at Dead by Daylight. And then when high MMR is rampant full of cheaters, or you just get cheater after cheater after cheater after cheater, and then it gets to the point where people just quit your game. When it comes to people holding your game hostage, or when it comes to people just fly hacking and instant healing and making the game just kind of like a clown fest, people will just leave your game. And especially when people are getting held hostage for 2 hours at a time. This is really important. You need to make sure hackers, especially blatant hackers, get dealt with in a reasonable amount of time. I feel like there needs to be something done about the anti-cheat. I feel like there needs to be something done about the hacking detection system. Someone who's been hooked 40, 50, 60 times should be detected by the system and be like, oh, yo, this guy might be a hacker. Someone getting instantly healed 60 times should have a BHVR employee being like, wow, there's probably a hacker in this lobby. We got to do something about that. It gets to the point where I just feel like BHVR doesn't care. This is not like an infinite house issue. This is not like map design's broken issue. This is not like this killer's broken issue. This is an issue based on game integrity, match integrity, the effects on the foundation of your game, the effects on the content creators that actually give off the first impressions to your game. I know it sounds like I'm being harsh, but I'm passionate about this game. I care for this game. I don't want this game to die. Something needs to be done about this problem now. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate you guys watching the entire video. Let's hope that BHVR does something about this.